speaking of 2020, Joe Biden delivered his most significant and at times deeply personal speech on racism in Birmingham, Alabama on Sunday. The former vice president delivered the keynote address marking the 56th anniversary of the deadly bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church that killed 4 young girls. Biden spoke of a country still grappling with racism and called on the nation to live up to its founding ideals.
We must acknowledge that there can be no realization of the American dream without grappling with the original sin of slavery, brought to these shores over 400 years ago. And the centuries-long campaign of violence, fear, trauma wrought upon black people in this country, the domestic terrorism of white supremacy, has been the antagonist of our highest ideals from before the founding of this country. Lynch mobs, arsonists, bomb makers, lone gunmen. And as we all now realize, this violence does not live in the past. Hate only hides. It doesn't go away. If you give it oxygen, it comes out from under the rocks. It can be defeated or drowned out, but it can never be totally vanquished. But we also should realize that the revulsion of hate at its ugliest can summon us as a nation to do better, to bring out the best in us.
Reverend Al, hate only survives if you give it oxygen. What are your thoughts on Joe Biden's speech on race in Birmingham, Alabama yesterday?
I thought it was a very good speech. Certainly, Joe Biden has had his issues along the way with many of us in the civil rights community, from the 94 crime bill to his statements on busing, and he's got a ways to go. But the tone he set yesterday, particularly in contrast to this sitting president, couldn't have been better. And when he said that hate never goes away, but it comes back when you give it oxygen, the whole nation knew who's been giving it oxygen, and that's Donald Trump. So as much as I call on Joe Biden to continue to give tangible ways that he's going to deal with problems with policy, I must say in the 8 years he was vice president, he worked hard at that. And I must say that the driving force for many black voters are going to be they want to see Trump out. He benefits from that, and he benefits from the most polarizing and bigoted president that we've seen in our lifetime. So I think his statement yesterday captured the right sensitivity, the right tone. He just needs to back it up with policy and action.
All right, we're going to have a lot more on 2020 coming up. Mayor Pete versus Beto O'Rourke on guns, and Elizabeth, a couple of the candidates calling for the impeachment of a Supreme Court justice. We'll get to all of that.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.